This is a great song by an incredible vocalist, and most of the time I feel like Bruno is even better live than the studio performances. I know he labors over the studio performances and makes them as good as they can possibly be, but I love seeing him in the context of those recordings and doing it live, because I feel like a lot of times you can see the struggle. It's not really struggle, but the work that he goes through and the intelligence. He has a lot of vocal intelligence to be able to do what he does. These challenging ranges and registers and notes and deliveries. Anyway, I'm excited to see what he does with this one. Ugh. What a set. Oh yeah, live horns, cool. Would expect nothing less.
Not just a chance to win your heart. You could set the bar.
Oh, nice little difference there.
Beyond the stars, I'll do anything you ask me to.
Okay. I gotta point something out. This is what I was talking about. Like, you can see the work that's happening.
Beyond the stars.
Look at stars. Look at his neck. Nice and loose there on heart.
You could set the bar.
That's how he's getting his face out of the way, so you get that presence. We still, even though it's a mellow part, we don't want bar, we want bar.
Beyond the stars.
You could argue that there's tension there. And lots of vocalists, practicing vocalists, vocal students are like, oh, tension's bad. It's not always bad. And we see examples of this all over Bruno's live performances, and this is a really good example. That's not a hard note for him to sing or hit, but you can see the vein popping out on his neck, and he kind of does this, it's performance, but it's also he's putting a little bit of tension in there for just a second so that note is weightier, and there's a sense of conflict around that note so that there can be a resolution in the next phrase.
You could set the bar beyond the stars. I'll do anything you ask me to.
Ugh, so beautiful. And the beautiful vocal weight on 2, right? We have this stars. And then building up that weight. Anything you ask me to, and abandoning into head voice, even though he does not need to hit that note in head voice. So it's tension and release, not just tension. Strategy.
Ask me to.
There it is again. Point. It looks like he's like straining for that note when you watch him. And if you close your eyes, you do hear a bit of the tension in his voice, but he's so good at, okay, kiss it and then get out of it.
Say you want the moon, watch me learn to fly.
So that's a mixed note for him, and he's compressing that mixed note. So there's this another element of sort of pulling chest and adding momentary tension in it. Watch me learn to fly. Watch. Yeah. He's holding back the air, pushing into it.
You want the moon, watch me learn to fly. In a mountain you could point to. I wouldn't climb.
So he he's almost using tension there as a way to lighten and reach for the note just for a second, but he's not reaching for every note. He's in and out of it so much. Yeah. What?
So hold your hand and call your mind. I'm trying to be your man till the end of time. Oh, I'll do anything.
That was beautiful.
Anything you ask me to.
Ooh. That was really beautiful. You could hear him dip down into his chest voice on that little run. This note for him is right in between, like, where, head voice, chest voice. It's right on his break, at least at this dynamic. And to seamlessly go down there to his chest voice, it takes a certain understanding of breath pressure in order to do that well. Otherwise, you just break. To do a run right where your break is. So his head voice. Right? It could be very easily done like that. So finding this medium, this right amount of breath pressure only comes through experimentation, but also understanding how to support your voice correctly is a huge, huge help. If you'd like to learn how to support your voice correctly and learn how to place it for some of these kinds of acrobatics with your voice, click the link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free course. I'll help you get a solid foundation so you can start doing cool things with your voice as well.
I would run through a fire just to be by your side.
Yeah.
If your heart's on the line, you can take mine. It's crazy, but it's true. There's nothing I won't do. I'd risk it all for you.
That passage had a lot of great examples of those momentary tension moments to get a particular delivery out of a note and then abandoning out of those and relaxing.
Just to be by your side.
Yep.
If your heart's on the line, you can take mine. It's crazy, but it's true. There's nothing I won't do. I'd risk it all for you.
And even watching him and listening to him, you do this, right? When he goes up to those high notes because he's working for it. It's part of the showmanship, but it's also just part of the way that he uses his voice. We do this and this with him, and he carries you along with this melody and his delivery. That's why avoiding tension at all costs when you sing is not the right way to go. Use it to your advantage.
I will swim across the sea just to show you. Sacrifice my life just to hold you. I could go on and on to prove that you belong here in my arms.
Okay, so that right there was another example of better live. Honestly, better live. Listen to his seamless mix.
Sacrifice my life just to hold you.
It's definitely not sacrifice my life, where it's this real heady thing. He seamlessly blends up into that mix, and it's just weighty enough to be soaring, but light enough to be floaty. And I love how he leans into sacrifice. The face is pretty belted.
Just to show you. Sacrifice my life.
Very bellish there on sacrifice. Now, I am nowhere near the competency of Bruno, nor am I trying to assert that I am anywhere in the vicinity of his skill level.
Just to show you. Sacrifice
bell. Sacrifice, sacrifice. Yeah, right here. Let it hit there. Sacrifice my life. Yeah, and then there, we almost yawn into it. Sacrifice. Get it forward and then goofy. Sacrifice my life. Notice it's weightier, and I bridge that break by getting this very long, open, low larynx. Not this. It's just not sacrifice my life. It's not a high larynx sort of witchy thing. It's more of a yawned. Sacrifice my life just to hold you. Hold right there was a little heavier than I wanted it to be. It's hard to have those those onsets after getting into mix when you're trying to get back down to your chest. But this idea of taking your posture from belty to and then going up and then entering back into more of that belt.
Just to show you, sacrifice my life just to hold you.
He eliminated that H, sort of. That's really hard to do.
Sacrifice my life just to hold you.
He also really leaned into just to hold. No, he eliminated. That's a really hard part to do on that. So I can see why he would downplay that H. Just to hold you. That's way easier. Way easier.
I could go on and on.
And he on and on. He's intentionally reaching for that note. There's this like on and on, but he didn't reach for the life. Didn't reach for that at all. So yeah, he's taking you on this. So good, so good.
That you belong here in my arms. Ladies and gentlemen, the hooligan.
That sounds very Santana. Beautiful. It's interesting, that note reveals something also about his approach on those more powerful high notes that are slightly lighter than you'd think they would need to be. So, follow me here. Ground down here in your chest voice, just like he did. I wouldn't, and get rid of the notes for a second. I wouldn't climb. No, I wouldn't climb. We're going to crow it. Place it back in the soft palate area and then compress into it. I wouldn't climb. It's kind of what he's doing on the mix, except for we're more yawned with the other one. Here we're more crowed. So our larynx floats slightly higher. Is not intentionally positioned higher. You just allow it to float higher as you imitate that crow sort of thing. I wouldn't climb. It allows you to be a little weightier than the other note and is also useful for lower mix next to your break. I wouldn't climb. Yeah. You hear me do it there. Versus, I wouldn't climb. There's the yawn, because it's a higher mix. I wouldn't climb. That sort of coordination helps you bridge that closer to your chest voice mix. He's doing that here as well. It's also helpful, the fact that he went down. Yeah. See how much effort he was putting into that and then sort of released into that high S note. Holding that mic real hard. Yeah.
I'd risk it all for you.
Absolutely beautiful. I can't stress this enough. Tension's not bad. Competitive, unintentional tension is bad. Being locked in tension without knowing it is bad. Being locked in tension, period. Being locked in one posture is bad for singers because they get tired so fast. He's able to do these things so freely and with so much stamina and amazing variety because he's in and out, constantly going from different posture to different posture, different intensity level to different intensity level. I've done quite a bit of Bruno Mars on the channel. Be sure you check out this video if you haven't seen it already. If you'd like help working with your own voice in playful, freeing ways, click that link below and join my free voice course. We'll see you for more.